You're looking at it now. The 2026 Aura Dynamics Veloce. And you're probably thinking what I was thinking. It's just another crossover, isn't it? Another high-riding hatchback, built to conquer the school run and the weekly shop. Painted in a sensible shade of metallic grey. I thought so too. I expected it to be perfectly adequate, perfectly boring, perfectly forgettable. I was prepared to get in, drive it for 5 minutes, and confirm all my dreary suspicions. But then a funny thing happened. I drove it. I found that this car feels bigger, better, and more substantial than it has any right to. It's not a revolution, but it is a surprise. The Veloce has a certain understated presence. It doesn't shout for your attention with aggressive angles or superfluous vents. Instead, it has a clean, almost architectural design. The front grille is strong and confident, with neat LED headlights that give it a focused expression. The paintwork, a deep gunmetal grey, gleams under the flat autumn light. Its proportions are spot on for its intended purpose, compact enough for tight city streets and underground car parks, yet substantial enough to feel secure on a fast-moving motorway. It is, in essence, a very handsome and well-judged piece of modern car design that manages to look smart without trying too hard. My first moment in the driver's seat was telling. The door closed with a reassuring thud, not a tinny clang. You sink into a seat that feels firm and supportive, not plush and saggy. I like that immediately. It suggests a car designed for driving, not just for commuting. The steering wheel has a pleasing thickness, and your hands fall naturally to the controls. You can feel the road through the chassis, a subtle communication that lets you know what the tires are doing, yet it's never intrusive or jarring. The cabin is quiet, filtering out the worst of the city's clatter, creating a calm environment. This car gives you the impression of quality from the moment you get in, so I pulled away, expecting the usual numb and disconnected experience of so many of its rivals. But that's not what I got. Of course, no car is perfect, and the Aura Veloce is no exception. Honesty is key here. The first and most obvious con is that this car is not very fast. If you are looking for a machine that will pin you to your seat and deliver a surge of adrenaline, you must look elsewhere. The engine is perfectly adequate for everyday driving, getting you up to speed for motorway merges and handling city traffic without any strain. However, when you really demand maximum acceleration, it feels lethargic. The engine note becomes a bit strained and the car takes its time gathering momentum. The second compromise is found inside the cabin. While the layout is excellent, some of the material choices feel built to a price. If you start tapping around the lower parts of the dashboard and the door trims, you will find expanses of hard, scratchy plastic. Now, this doesn't affect the car's functionality in any way, and it's all screwed together tightly, but it does detract from the premium feel that the rest of the car works so hard to create. For a driver who values a truly luxurious, soft-touch environment, these cheaper materials might be a noticeable drawback compared to some more expensive rivals. It's a reminder that this is a mid-range car, not a premium one. Finally, there is the issue of noise at high speed. At city speeds and up to about 50 miles per hour, the cabin is a serene and quiet place to be. However, as you push towards the motorway limit of 70 miles per hour and beyond, wind and tire noise begin to creep in. The sound seems to come from around the wing mirrors and the wheel arches. While the car remains perfectly safe and comfortable, this elevated noise level is a clear downside when compared to the almost silent cruising of more premium and more expensive competitors. These three cons, a lack of outright pace, some cheap interior plastics, elevated high-speed noise, are the trade-offs for the car's accessible price and its other strengths. They are compromises, not deal-breakers. The car is not designed to be a racing machine, so its modest performance is understandable. The hard plastics help keep the purchase price reasonable, and the road noise is a common issue in this class of vehicle. It's important to see these points not as failures, but as conscious decisions made by the engineers to balance cost, comfort, and performance for the target buyer. So, let's talk numbers. The Aura Veloce sits squarely in the middle of the market, with a starting price of around £28,000 for the base model, rising to about £34,000 for the top spec trim I'm driving today. It is neither the cheapest nor the most expensive option in its class. For that money, you are getting a lot of car. The mild hybrid system delivers that excellent fuel economy, hovering around 55 miles per gallon in mixed driving. Standard equipment is generous, including a comprehensive suite of safety tech, automatic emergency braking, lane keeping assist, a good warranty, and that well-designed infotainment system. For the best value, the mid-range trim probably hits the sweet spot. Who is this car for? It is an excellent choice for a small family or a couple. It's perfect for the person who has a daily commute and needs a reliable, comfortable, and economical car to get them to work and back. The boot is a decent size, easily swallowing a couple of suitcases or a big weekly shop, and the rear seats fold down to accommodate larger items for those weekend trips to the DIY store. It is absolutely not for the driving enthusiast who craves raw speed and cornering G-force. It is for the pragmatic buyer who wants a car that does its job exceptionally well without any fuss and looks good doing it. So, what's the final verdict on the 2026 Aura Dynamics Veloce? This is a solid, commendable car. It is not perfect, but its strengths are significant and well aligned with the needs of its target audience. It offers a wonderfully smooth and comfortable ride, genuinely impressive fuel economy, and a cabin that is a masterclass in simple, intuitive design. It's easy to drive, easy to park, and easy to live with. On the other hand, it is let down by some cheap-feeling plastics in the cabin, a lack of outright performance, and a bit too much wind and tire noise at motorway speeds. It's an honest car that doesn't hide its compromises. My advice? Don't just take my word for it. If this review has piqued your interest, you owe it to yourself to try one. Book a test drive with your local dealer and drive it on the roads you use every single day. Your commute, the school run, the trip to the supermarket, sit in it, press the buttons, connect your phone, see how it feels to you and your family. If you enjoyed this short and honest review, subscribe for more content where we cut through the marketing fluff to get to the real story. The Aura Veloce is a true daily driver, simply, honestly, and unashamedly good at what it does.